Hello everybody. I get to spend some time with this here third generation Mitsubishi Eclipse. Won't you join me? And I don't know, perhaps you're asking yourself, why? Why are we poking around this third generation Mitsubishi Eclipse? Maybe the least loved of the Mitsubishi Eclipse is Eclipses. Well, a couple of good things this thing has going for it. First and foremost, 13,500 miles. It has seen very, very little use since, 2003 is this model year. It is a GTS, and it is a 5-speed manual, so it's got the V6. You get to row your own, 13,000 miles, and I don't know, I'm generally team convertible, so it's a little bit of a compelling little car. So let's poke around it. It is not to say that 13,000 miles means it's in perfect condition. It certainly has some faults, almost all of them in the world of cosmetics, not so much mechanically. But let's poke around it and see what we're up against. The biggest thing that jumps off the page with this car, you know, it seems to have spent a lot of its time sitting outside. So the majority of the paint is in pretty poor shape. The hood, tops of these fenders, right off the rip, clear coat is pretty darn well burnt. Very flat. If there is, you can feel it. It's got a satin texture to it, and you can really kind of see where the top surfaces got fried here in the California sun. I believe it is a one-owner car. It's a lifetime California car, and you can kind of see it. The good news is, lifetime California car, didn't rust away, doesn't seem to have any corrosion issues, but the paint took the brunt of the damage. Although strangely, headlights didn't. Just the paint. You can see here on these pillars too. Faded. Same on these mirror caps. Quite sunburnt. The top, it's a little dirty, but overall looks like it's held up pretty well. A couple of nicks in the top here. Glass. It is OEM, so I would suspect that this is the original top. Keeping up with the theme here. Top of this deck lid is all burnt. Clear coat is kind of looks like it's actively peeling away here still. Spoiler somehow looks okay. Back bumper, less so. I don't know if this bumper has been painted once upon a time or not. I do know it's fairly common for plastic components to fade and age differently, especially on metallic colors as compared to metal components. So the fact that these are different is not terribly surprising to me. And if you catch it in the right light, you can see the clear is starting to go here on this quarter here. It's pretty flat, pretty spotty. And that's really the tale of this car. It did spend a significant amount of time out in the sun. I just got it washed. Looks like some condensation and a bunch of bugs found their way into both taillights. I know this one has a crack, I'll show you that. And this bumper here has got a bit of an impact. Definitely visible in the photos, probably more so than even in person. But there is some damage on the back bumper. And we're just getting all the flaws out of the way on this car initially, because it drives quite nice. I have driven it a fair bit. And it feels like a 13,000 mile car. It doesn't look like one though, I'll tell you that much. This is that chip I was talking about. Damage here on the bumper. I don't know. It looks like maybe this quarter has been painted before. I don't know officially. Doesn't sound like it's full of mud. I don't know. But it looks like really close inspection. It's got a little texture to it. Looks like there might be some sanding marks. Really, honestly, if it is, that's probably for the better, considering the rest of the paint on this car. It would be the least of my concerns. It's a little hazy here on this quarter too. So maybe that has been painted in the past. And you know what? Here, just check this out. Some overspray on this rubber seal. So yeah, this quarter's been painted. Top on this side looks pretty good. There's definitely life left in that top. Not the paint though. Oh boy, a bunch of dirt and leaves and stuff fell out when I opened this door. That's good. But yeah, you can see the top of this door even is burnt on this side. Not really on the other side, but definitely on this. And then same store here. Wheels do have some scratching, some curb rash. These tires are brand spanking new though. 12 of 23, so they're under a year old. I do believe there's a receipt on file for this. My understanding is the car donation company, Car Donation Services, that is handling the sale of this car, when it came through, the tires were, I don't know if they were the originals, they were comically old and not holding air particularly well. So it's got fresh Sumitomos. So it's got good rolling stock. And that's kind of the theme on this car. Mechanically, the bit I've driven it, I don't know, 20 or so miles, and we'll take it out for a spin here shortly. It drives fantastically. It drives very, very good. It absolutely feels like a 13,000 mile car. Again, even if it doesn't look like it. This bumper's got some rippling, some damage here, some crinkling here. You know, maybe this has been painted in the past as well, I don't know. It's not perfect. That's kind of the theme of this car. Inside is quite nice. It's got this cool black and dark blue, I think they call it midnight, interior, both on the dash and on the leather seats. And the interior has aged quite well. Back seats. It's all in good shape in here. There is a crack on the dash. Super common on these. Certainly this is what I've spent the most time with, but I have seen on these in the past that these dashes crack. It's a very hard, brittle plastic, and yeah, Mitsubishi was good about making stuff out of brittle plastics in this era. This car is no different. Let's go ahead and start it. Fob does work. Got signals, high beams, headlights are on, fog lights. The clock is clocking. We do have the Infinity stereo.
And to me, it was very important to have a good week of practice.
Oh boy, good week of practice. That does function. I have not tested the CD player. I don't have a CD. If you do, you know, more power to you. We've got, let's see, power mirrors, up, down, out, in, okay. This side, out, in, up, down, cool. We have windows, auto down, not auto down, quarter windows. Those are working. They are importantly going back up. Yep. We'll do the top in a minute. Oh, wait. Is C? E. Maybe the CD player doesn't work. I don't know. It's saying error. It also isn't ejecting. So, your mileage may vary on the CD player. I can't vouch for that. AC does work. Right when I started it up there was something, sounded like something flipping around in the airbox. Not doing it now, so maybe there's a leaf or something in there, but if it sounds good now. Let's see, let's go. Where do we want this? Where do we want to send air? Send it to our faces. Maybe. Seems like it's maybe coming out of the floor vent. Maybe defroster? What's funny is I used this earlier and they had the AC going and I can hear the door Maybe I'm doing something wrong? I don't know. There's a little bit coming out. Oh, nope, nope. Here's some stuff. It is, the bit that's coming out is cold. So our AC is working, and it worked for me before. Just have to play with that. Thankfully, you know, if you're using this in summer, it's your summer cruiser, maybe you don't need that AC. Maybe you're just gonna do this. There's that. Go like this. Leave these guys flipped. And I think we just do that. There we go. Okay. And boy, as a convertible, it's pretty darn nice. Let's check it out. Let's pop the hood too, then we can shut it before we go on our drive. That's the hood. Here is the trunk. Look at that. The antenna, power antenna works. Fog lights work, headlights work. Here's the engine bay. Pretty clean. You can see some corrosion on the aluminum there. A little bit on like the heat shield. A little bit here. I'll have to see where this came from. This feels, looking at that, this feels like maybe a San Francisco car or somewhere on the peninsula there. Here in the Bay Area, that's usually about the only time you're going to find corrosion. Which, if this was a Cleveland, Ohio car, this would be the most rust-free example ever there. Here, you know, it's very minor, but it's present. Let's quickly look in this boring trunk. Oh, did I not pop it? Might not have popped it. Maybe I just thought I did. Do I need to unlock it? Let's see. Yep, there we go. These hinges are kind of stiff. It doesn't really want to hold itself up. So I think it's mostly these struts are pretty well blown out. And man, the place I just got it washed. They hardly rinsed it. There's still soap in here. I want my quarter back. We do have the tonneau cover here. This is for the top, or I should say the boot. Not a tonneau cover per se. And then we've got our relatively small trunk. You can get a golf bag or two in here. What's under here? Spare tire, spare hardware. So why don't we put the top up. If I can get this back in here. There we go. Look how fancy this grab handle is. They just kind of tacked a piece of Rubbermaid on here. You go, Mitsubishi. All right, let's get this top back up. Back seat. Not that you'll use it, but it's quite nice. As far as these things go. Okay, foot on the brake. Buzz into place. And we do what we do. We just push it. Okay, that's easy enough. Perfect. Okay, well let's just I'll stick this thing on this piece of glass over here. We'll go for a drive and live life 13,512 miles at a time. All right, let's go. Okay. 13,000 mile Mitsubishi Eclipse Spyder. Let's go. Alrighty. Drives pretty darn good. You know, I can't say that I have had a whole lot of, dare I say, respect for the 3rd generation Eclipse. Maybe it's just a function of this one having 13,500 miles. But it is an excellent car. It feels really well. I should say it feels really good. It drives really well. Everything feels really tight, and it just feels like a 13,000 mile car. Very smooth, nice driving vehicle, if not cosmetically challenged in a lot of different ways. So I'll be super interested to see what this one brings on the open market over on Cars and Bids. So if you haven't seen the auction, follow the link in the description below to check that out. Bid often, bid early, and thanks for doing all this with me. All right, guys. Cheers.